So far within the Fairy Tail manga, up until now, we only know of 3 total Dragneels: Natsu Dragneel, Zeref Dragneel, and Larcade Dragneel. Nevertheless, though, since the revelation of Zeref actually being Natsu's brother, hence being a Dragneel, and even more since the introduction of Larcade Dragneel, many have questioned between the 3 Dragneels, which one is the strongest. To appropriately gauge which of the 3 Dragneels is in fact the strongest, we have to take a look at their strength level and as of now and what magic they utilize. Now, to start, we have Natsu, who along with being a Dragon Slayer is END, the strongest demon of the books of Zeref. Then we have Zeref, who's the most notorious dark mage in all of Fairy Tail, and as well has the Angstrom curse, a very, very powerful curse. Lastly, we have Larcade, whose magic is still kind of questionable as for what it is exactly, but so far we know it causes the victim pleasure prior to giving them a painful death. One of the questions I still have about Larcade, though, is if his magic works on non-virgins, which is a question I hope will be answered at a later date. Now, something that is just completely and utterly pivotal that you have to keep in mind is the fact that Zeref recreated Natsu and gave him the powers of END so he could go on and kill Zeref, which means that END's intent was to be stronger than that of Zeref and the Angstrom curse. And in a sense, I believe that Zeref actually succeeded. Now, within the initial Natsu versus Zeref fight, when Natsu wasn't even END, I have to say that Natsu would have won even then if it hadn't been for Happy. And if he had his END form, there's no doubt about it, he would have been stronger than Zeref and been able to beat Zeref very, very easily, in my personal opinion. Now, you could argue that Natsu was beating Zeref because Zeref was intentionally losing because his end goal was for Natsu to kill him, but then again, you could tell that Zeref was actually pretty shocked with Natsu's power level. In regards to Larcade and Zeref, of the two, I'm going to have to say that Larcade is indeed the strongest. Now, this is because mainly Zeref actually said that Larcade is capable of being someone like Acnologia and could even go on to beat Acnologia, someone who Zeref can't even beat without Fairy Heart, which is why he took Mavis hostage to begin with. If what Zeref is saying is true, then Larcade is one strong motherfucker, and easily is stronger than Zeref. So, of the two, I'm going to have to say that Larcade is the strongest. So, this essentially pushes Zeref out of the mix. Now, it's down to Natsu and Larcade. Who is the strongest of Natsu and Larcade? Well, I can't really say at this point. I feel as if to a certain extent they're both on even playing field when it comes to their strength, but when I was initially actually trying to come down to my conclusion of who is the strongest of the two, I was honestly stumped. Like, I cannot say anything other than that. I was honestly stumped. We still don't know as well what the full extent of Larcade's magic is, and I have a feeling that he has more to show us in the future. Same with END, seeing as Natsu really never fully transformed. To be honest, at this current point in time, I can't really say who the strongest Dragneel is, because when you come down to the choice between Natsu and Larcade, it becomes really hard to pick. Nevertheless, voice your opinions in the comment section below. Who do you guys believe is the strongest Dragneel of Zeref, Natsu, and Larcade? I'm sorry if it kind of seems like I was trashing Zeref in a way at any time in this video by calling him weak or something like that. Fact of the matter is, he's one strong-ass motherfucker, but I see him as a slightly weaker than both Natsu and Larcade. But yeah, leave a like to show support on this video, and subscribe if you're new. Peace.